So the last thing I'm going to talk about when it comes to video games is you mentioned it. You mentioned it a little bit in that you what was the game you said you was on? Bloodborne. It was on PS Plus. So it was one of the free games of the month, right? Or something?
Well, Bloodborne? Bloodborne wasn't. No. Bloodborne I had to buy. Greedfall is one of the free games. Greedfall is the other free game of the month. Which, by the way, is garbage. I don't understand why anybody played Greedfall. That game has some of the worst combat mechanics I've ever seen in a game. I was so excited to play this game because it has like you can customize literally everything in that game. I was so excited. I couldn't get past the first 2 hours. That game.
Probably, I assume like your interest in that came from your interest in Destiny. You thought it was going to be a melee version of Destiny, but it wasn't.
Oh, no. I didn't think it was going to be a melee version of Destiny. I was expecting, like... I actually don't know what I was expecting, but it somehow failed to meet every expectation I had, and I don't think I had any expectations about that game. I was just excited to customize a sword, like completely customize like every little intricate detail on the hilt, every little intricate detail on the handguard, every little intricate detail on the blade. I was excited to do that. I didn't even get to that part. Because the game is boring and has horrible content or combat and exploration. It does have horrible content. The entire game is just why is this a game? Like I didn't really care for that game to begin with, and I had a feeling it was going to be bad, honestly, just from looking at it. I was like, I'm not going to like that, and it's probably not going to be good. But speaking of, those free games, so like I said, I watched Tombstone, and in watching Tombstone, I just had the urge to play Red Dead Redemption 2 because the cowboy was in me. That sounds weird, but so the only reason I didn't have my Xbox was because my little brothers had it because they didn't have a game console, and they recently got a PS4 Pro, so I snatched my Xbox back immediately. So I went up there and got my Xbox, and when I originally got my Xbox. Their UI right now is much better than it used to be, but back then it sucked. It was garbage. And also, it required internet to do absolutely anything. So I had to set that up, and I set it up horribly. So I ended up having to just straight up reset my Xbox. I hard reset my Xbox, made a new Microsoft account and everything. And when I did that, first thing I did was I went to download the Virtual DLC for Devil May Cry 5 so I could finally play that. Because I only had that on my Xbox, and I didn't want to buy it again for PlayStation. I already had it. So I went to do that, and they prompted me. It said, you could get Gamepass Ultimate for 3 months for $1. And I said, oh, really? For $1? Well, don't mind if I do. And I did it. And we've talked about how the one place that Xbox edges PlayStation out is accessibility. Specifically in terms of giving people access to video games and just a wide array of video games. And boy, were we right. And it is one thing to say it. It is a different thing to experience it. Oh my God. I see why people love Xbox so much. I'm still going to be PlayStation till the day I die. PlayStation Nation. But boy, do I see why people love Xbox. Game Pass Ultimate is the greatest thing, the greatest subscription I've ever subscribed to. It's better than Netflix. It's better than Disney Plus. It is fantastic because it, in a lot of ways, is like a time machine. Because we talk about how with PS Now, you get access to a bunch of PS2 games, PS3 games, and a few PS4 games. But you can it's weird. You can download PS2 games, but you can't download PS3 games. And it's ridiculous. And of course, naturally, you can download PS4 games. But, you have to play those games through that subscription service. And with PS3 games, you can't download them, and there's no option to buy them outside of PS Now. They just don't exist outside of PS Now for individual purchase and download. With Xbox, as you know, and of course I am now experiencing, they have tons of 360 games that come with Game Pass and are available for purchase outside of Game Pass. One of which I purchased was Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance because it's one of my favorite hack and slash games ever. That game is fun as I don't know what. The music also is fantastic. It's my second favorite video game soundtrack of all time. It was number one until I played Persona 5. And on Game Pass, the games that I downloaded that come with Game Pass that, you know, I just have with Game Pass, and once Game Pass ends, I won't have it anymore. Unless I continue to pay for it. Are Ninja Gaiden 2, which is also another one of my favorite hack and slash games. It's one of the reasons why it was that God of War and Devil May Cry 4 that made me go, hack and slash is my favorite video game genre. Nothing tops it for me personally. Those were the 3 games that did it for me. So I'm playing Ninja Gaiden 2, and it is so fun. It's also difficult. It's the sequel of one of the most difficult 360 games and one of the most difficult games in general ever, which is the first Ninja Gaiden. The first Ninja Gaiden reboot. So it has been great. It also comes with EA Play, which basically is just you get every single EA game that was ever made, like all of them. The Star Wars games, the Madden, all of that. You get all of it. Every single EA game that was ever made. And it's fantastic. The first game I downloaded in terms of EA games was Skate 3. Because I told you I like skateboarding games. And they're making a Skate 4, but I wanted to play Skate 3. It was fun. I played for a little bit. I also downloaded Need for Speed Heat because I wanted to play a racing game because I hadn't played a racing game in a very long time. I'm probably not going to play it again. I also downloaded, and I just remembered that it's definitely done downloading now. It's Sunset Overdrive, and I'm probably going to play that later. And another one, what was another one? I was about to download was Dead Space 2 because it's been a while since I played Dead Space 2, and I never played the full game because I forget what game it was, but it was like some game I got came with a demo for Dead Space 2, and me and my brothers would replay the Dead Space 2 demo like 1,000 times, and now I think I'm finally going to just straight up play all of Dead Space 2. But yeah, it is amazing. And it just makes me go like, PlayStation, you lacking, you slacking. You lacking and you slacking. Like, not only does it come with all of these things, but also, if you have Game Pass, regular Game Pass, not just Game Pass Ultimate, which I have, that comes with EA Play, and a few other benefits. But with regular Game Pass, you get access to hundreds of games, 100+ games. And when any game made by an Xbox-owned studio comes out, day one, it's on Game Pass. Day one. Now, I don't think PlayStation needs to do this or that they should because they aren't as wealthy of a company as Microsoft, so they probably can't even afford to do it. But I think it would be smart if, first off, they combine or at least make a new subscription service, or maybe just rebrand PS Now into something similar to Game Pass. One, make PS3 games purchasable and downloadable outside of PS Now. Two, maybe like a good 2-3 months after a PlayStation exclusive game comes out, make it available on PS Now. And also just add more PS4 games to PS Now. And they would have something as dope as Game Pass. Because Game Pass is incredible. I can't believe how good it is, and I'm having so much fun with all the games that I'm playing. It's really fun. Like, people make a joke and say that the Xbox Series S, specifically the one without the disk drive, is like a Game Pass machine because you just buy it, you get Game Pass, you automatically get access to hundreds of games, which is like, yeah, that's true, and it's great, especially for just little kids who just want to play random games. They just get access to a lot of games for like, it's the regular price. Regular Game Pass, $10 a month, $9.99. There's a level above that. No, the other version is for PC. No, and then the level above that is Ultimate, which comes with EA Play, and that's, I believe, $15 or $13 dollars a month, and it's just phenomenal. And every time I play it, I'm like, man, what you doing, PlayStation? Why? Why are you doing this to us? We could have something so much better. And I've said it before, they're taking advantage of us because they know that it's like a drug. They gave us a little taste of those exclusive games, and you can't go back. You got to stick with it because they're so good. It's addictive, and it's horrible.